Yo, Tactical Jason, I got you something sharper than that machete. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, it really helps out the channel. In today's video, we got a sword here, a katana sent out by Dark Sword Armory. If you don't know who they are, I highly recommend checking out their website. They make a lot of cool battle-ready swords, replicas like Lord of the Rings, things like that, medieval swords. And then they have a few katanas. This one is called the Bamboo Warrior. And as you can see, this one comes in a very nice box with some really nice hinges, like a leather strap here for a carry handle. Usually swords come in like a cardboard box with styrofoam. This is a kind of a nice touch, nice presentation. Alright, let's see what's in the box.
What's in the box, dude? It's a surprise.
There we go. Alright, and the first thing you see when you open up the box, up on top here, you got like a little paper pamphlet, reference guide. This guide is actually really helpful. It tells you in here how to handle the sword, sheathing and unsheathing, maintenance and all that stuff. It's got really nice detailed pictures showing you the process, and especially with the maintenance, shows you what comes in the cleaning kit. Thought it was really cool. They include this nice little box here for the cleaning kit. You get a microfiber cloth, some extra pins in case you break one, 2 bottles of oil, a little piece of wood in here. I'm not too sure if that's like a shim or something, or if it's just ended up in the box. Then you get the little powder ball mallet, and this really cool, really nice quality brass mallet. Got a little punch tool on the other end. Then up here on top, there's these pieces covered in foam. This is a display stand. Alright, let's put the stand together. And that was easy. The stand that comes with this is actually really nice quality. Thick, solid wood with a really good finish. Excuse the fingerprints. But then it mounts with a peg on one side and then a screw. And these little brass pieces here, these caps, they screw on to cover up the screw, so it gives it a really nice classic look. Alright, let's get to what everyone's been waiting for. The sword. Alright, the sword bag that comes on here is a really nice soft material. It's got this nice like flower or tree texture on there. Alright, let's unwrap this. Wow, look at that. Really nicely done. Even the paint, it's not like too over the top. Even the Kashera, look at that, it's got a really cool design on it. It's like copper fittings with like the black fading away. And it's really hard to tell, but there's like these square kind of swirly designs in the background. Try to get a better angle of it. Yeah, really nicely done. You don't see any grinding lines or anything like that. Even the Fuchi, so you can see that a little better. It's got that like textured design in the background, and it's got like this egg, little symbols on the sides and on top of it. It looks really cool. And unfortunately you do see a little the grinding on the sides there, where it disrupts the texture, but that's nicely done, so it doesn't look too bad. And the Seppa actually look really nice. They're like contoured and have nice little lines on them. Not the typical like spiky looking ones. So that's kind of nice to see. Nice even lines going around. Fits it super nice. Alright, let's take the rest of this bag off and show you the saya. Wow, this saya is really nicely done. The sageo seems nice and thick. Doesn't seem like just super thin shoelace. Really nicely wrapped. The presentation knot. The shidodome here seem to be glued in. They don't seem to be very loose. And this thing being the bamboo warrior, you can see all the way up to the guard here, there is bamboo twined all the way around. Going all the way down here. Gives it a really nice grip. And I'm guessing it's going to make this super strong and help up here too, you know, with possibly cutting through your fingers. Alright, here's the other end of the tsuba. Nicely done. I like how it's kind of worn around the edges. Gives it that older, used kind of look. Alright, now let's talk about the tsuka here, the handle. It does have genuine Semigawa ray skin. Not like super huge nodules, but if you want those like at Emperor nodes, you're gonna spend a lot more on a sword for those. But these are actually nice and not too small.
That's what she said.
The Banuki pieces, kind of hard to tell what they are. Some sort of like serpent or dragon maybe. I'm not too sure. But the Ito wrap on this thing is super tight. Like, I am super impressed. Like, it is super hard to move these at all. Compared to my other sword, this thing is 10 times better. Got the other Manuki over there. And the shape of the handle too is really nice. Kind of tapers down a little bit here. Nice and rounded and contoured. You can't see any panels. If these are panels, I'm not too sure if this ray skin wraps all the way around, but I mean, it is completely rounded. This is one of the nicest grips tsukas I've seen and held in a long time. Yeah, this thing feels amazing in the hand. Let's feel the tension on the saya. Oh, that pops open really nicely. Like, it hangs there pretty good and doesn't come out. I mean, if you really hit it, it'll come out. But that's like the perfect tension. And in the ad, it says that it's wrapped in Japanese silk. So this Ito, it feels like it. It feels really nice quality and it's super tight. And the Nakago, the tang under here, is signed by the individual maker of the sword, so that's kind of nice. So down the road here, I'm going to be making a video taking this apart and seeing that underneath, how everything looks and how easy it goes back together. So for cleaning and maintaining a sword, you should be able to take it apart and put it back together, and everything should still stay tight. And this thing is super solid feeling. I mean, there is no rattles. I mean, this scabbard, you could tell this thing was made for this blade. A lot of attention to detail. And the habaki is just like a traditional brass. Very nicely done. I mean, everything fits and lines up really nicely. The seppa there. I mean, everything just fits together really nicely. And the kojiri, you can kind of see that looks like different material and it feels like it. I'm not too sure if this is bullhorn or some other harder material down here, especially the Koraguchi up here at the top. Definitely looks like different material, a ring going around, help protect your hand. That would be nice if they added bullhorn, but either way, the saya is really nice. Alright, let's check out that blade. 1095, high carbon steel, clay tempered, so it's got a real hamon on there, which looks really nice. And it does have this saying engraved right here on the sword. I'm going to put the translation up on the screen right now. Tell me if that's right or not. Yeah, the blade has a really nice polish on it. Kasaki there. It's subtle, but the line is there. But yeah, that hamon on there looks really nice. Got that cool cloudy look to it. So far, I'm very impressed how everything is fit. Everything is just so tight. Nothing is loose or sloppy. And this blade doesn't have a bohi or a fuller cutout. This is just a solid blade all the way through. Great for cutting. The blade's got a really nice sori, nice curve to it. Yeah, I love that hamon on there. You can see how it's not perfect. Little variations here and there. The fake ones, I don't really like swords with fake hamons. Just looks too perfect and too symmetrical. And the polish is very nicely done. Alright, for a little specs, total length is 40 inches. Blade length is 29 inches. And it weighs in around 2 pounds, 7 ounces. So it's got a good little bit of weight to it. With this solid blade, I feel like this is going to be a very good cutter. The blade feels like it has a pretty good sharpness on it right out of the box. I'm going to test it out, just cut a couple of water bottles. Right now it just snowed, so it's kind of cold here in Wisconsin. But soon I'm going to have some more in-depth cutting videos with some tatami mats and pool noodles and trying out different things. So the few katanas that they have to offer over at Dark Sword Armory, they don't make at their forge, but everything is done under their strict guidelines because everything Dark Sword Armory makes is good quality and like battle ready. They've been a company since 1996, so they know what they're doing. Each sword, when Dark Sword Armory gets it, it undergoes a thorough quality control check. They do various steps, check the forging and assembly processes and all that stuff. And I can tell because this thing is super solid. I mean, it's not loose at all. The saya fits perfect. Coming in at $495, I think, is what they're at right now. I honestly think that's a really good deal for all that you get. I mean, with the stand, the box, the cleaning kit, the saya alone, to get a good saya, that's worth it right there. And this with the bamboo on there and all the nice fittings and stuff, it's a very nice sword. Not only does it look cool on display, but you can take it down off the shelf and do some serious cutting with it. But yeah, I never thought I'd be so stoked to have such a good saya, but it makes a big difference, especially with your training, your iaido and kenjutsu and whatever sword training you're doing. The saya makes a big difference. And coming from this one here on my budget practice sword, this saya is just not great at all. Doesn't fit, there's no tension, and I have to do some work to shim it. So having a good saya, definitely worth the price. And there's no like gaps here from the fuchi to the ito. Like, it's a very smooth transition all the way down, which is super nice. And even here at the end, got your knot here, a little tiny bit here sticks up, but I mean, it feels super good in the hand. Yeah, I really like how the suka tapers, kind of widens up, and it matches pretty well with the saya. On some cheaper swords, you'll see the saya is like way thicker than the handle. This one, I feel, matches pretty good. And it looks like the saya tapers down just a little bit, Alright, with this 1095 high carbon steel blade, looks awesome. Let's see if it can cut some bottles. Took the cap right off the top. Nice. Hardly any resistance at all. Yeah, no edge damage or anything, even on the neck of the bottle where it's thicker plastic. Alright, let's try another target. Oh yeah. Look at that clean cut. Right in half. And always wipe your blade down too if you're going to be cutting water bottles. Then clean and oil it when you're done. You don't want it to rust. No edge damage whatsoever. I mean, this thing just glides through them water bottles. And I just added this piece of wood temporarily to get the target up a little higher. This is just a cheap little stand I made with some scrap I had laying around. Eventually I'll buy a better stand. Get some tatami mats. One more for science. Like butter, right through it. Yep, definitely impressed with this thing. Definitely a good cutter. Yeah, I had some fun cutting all those bottles. Did not damage the blade at all. Even with my bad cuts. Also, I'm going to have links to this in the description. So if you want to go and check it out. Check out Dark Sword Armory's website. They make a whole bunch of other different things like medieval swords, daggers, things from like Lord of the Rings. All battle ready, quality items. Definitely worth checking out. Alright, well thank you again for Dark Sword Armory for sending this out. Really stoked. And really excited to cut some tatami mats and some other targets with this. Sorry it's kind of tight right now in my garage. It's really cold here. Wisconsin gets pretty cold in the winter, so when it warms up I'll be going outside and have some more room to swing these things around. Thanks for watching the video. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you on the next one.